Hey, what's going on, my friends? In this video, we are going to dive into the question, or kind of explaining, but maybe it's a question of which is best, a grant or a loan, or more specifically, what is the difference between grants and loans? Because I think there's a little confusion, especially because of programs that the SBA, the Small Business Administration, has rolled out over the past year or two, specifically referring to the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, as well as the EIDL, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. There's definitely some confusion around what exactly loans and grants are. I think some people are starting to say them kind of interchangeably, which is not the case. So we're going to first dive into grants. I think generally people know what grants are because we all love things that are free. And I think people know grants are usually free. Essentially, it's a gift. In other words, they're non repayable. Grants may be awarded by government departments, trusts, or corporations and given to individuals, businesses, educational institutions, or nonprofits, and even students, which students, a lot of you guys out there, are definitely familiar with college loans. So that brings us into loans. What exactly are loans? Well, loans are generally given by banks to both individuals and businesses, but private lenders or individuals, family, and friends may also offer loans. Regardless of who disperses the loan, the borrower is required to repay the money with interest and within a certain period of time. If they fail to repay, the lender may have the right to take the borrower's asset if they put up collateral, something used as security in case the loan is not repaid. Oftentimes, businesses take out loans to start up or expand. While there are business grants, they tend to be few and far between. Even when a grant opportunity does arise, they are very competitive and difficult to obtain. When considering grants versus loans, businesses typically rely on loans to obtain the funds they need. And we just kind of already hit the nail on the head when it comes to explaining the difference or why people tend to gravitate to loans more so than grants. So let's dive into, the specifics or some of those advantages behind why you might want to consider going with a grant. Well, grants offer a number of benefits that any person in need of funding should consider. No repayment necessary. Grants are non repayable. Once you're awarded the grant money, it's yours without any strings attached. There's no need to worry about monthly payments or piling on more debt. Repayment is the fundamental difference between a grant and a loan, and also what makes grants more valuable than loans. And of course, no risk. Grants are a no risk way to obtain the financing you need. If a loan is not repaid, you put your credit rating and assets in jeopardy. Grants do not require repayment and will only benefit you or your business. Now, the advantages of a loan. There are some advantages to taking out a loan instead of applying for a grant, like greater opportunities. When comparing grants versus loans, loans offer way more opportunities. There is a limited number of grants available. Loans, on the other hand, can be given by banks, private lenders, or even individuals. This creates more opportunities to obtain the financing you need. Now, that said, more financing available. Grants are also limited in the amount of financing they can provide. In most cases, grant programs are sponsored by government departments and only a certain amount of funding is available each year. With the loan, you can obtain as much financing as your credit and ability to repay will allow. So, my friends, that kind of, I think, should help you get a better understanding of the differences of, between grants and loans. And as I mentioned, which one might make more sense for you. Of course, grants do. But do you have all the time in the world to kind of wait for new programs to roll around, or wait until you are kind of one of the chosen ones, and selected? Of course, people kind of have this perception of grants being, kind of like, leaves on trees or grass or something, that it just literally grows, it comes out of thin air because of, like I was talking about earlier, the pandemic and the different programs that the SBA has rolled out, and a lot of the free money that has been in the mix. Now, a lot of the confusion, like I was saying, I think also arises because of forgivable loans, in which isn't the same as a grant. Forgivable loan is going to have stipulations tied to it that is saying, okay, this is a loan and you're going to have to repay it back, but it can be forgivable and you don't have to pay it back if you meet these certain requirements. I think some people have kind of had this impression like everything's, they're just all grants and calling loans grants. And no, a forgivable loan is different than a grant, because like I said, if you don't necessarily meet the stipulations or the requirements that they put at forth, then they're going to say you have to pay that money back, which means it's no longer, I mean, you can't call it a grant, because a grant is what you don't pay back, it's free. Forgivable loan, I mean, it's basically a grant, but only if you meet all of the requirements that they put in front of you, saying you don't have to pay it back if you do XYZ. So I think that probably helps to explain it better, for a lot of you guys out there who may have had confusion, and maybe you didn't, maybe you just wanted to kind of make sure you were up to date on everything and you were still aligned with what is grants versus loans. Now, which one's best? Like I said, of course, if you can get a grant, I would go for a grant because you won't have to pay it back. But because of the competition and because of how limited they are and usually how limited funding they have, grants are much harder to get. And so it might make more sense for you to go after a loan, which they're kind of everywhere. We'll be releasing a lot more videos on this channel, diving into different loans, how to apply for loans, how to better position yourself to get approved for loans. And, you definitely don't want to miss that. So if that is of interest for you, if you want to get some more insight into kind of different programs and whatnot, definitely make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. Grants, loans, and credit. Also, website probably coming at some point in January, maybe February. I was hoping to do it by New Year's, but got a lot going on over here. So we will be continuously putting out video content here on the YouTube channel, though. So make sure you guys definitely subscribe, hit that notification bell, and smash that like button if you thought this video was helpful, informative, or if you just appreciate the time and research and energy we put into our content for you guys. So all of that said, feel free to leave a comment down below. Are you interested in any particular programs, any grants, any loans that you want us to make sure we cover? Anything that you know about that might be helpful for other people? Leave a comment down below. While you are down there, like I said, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of our latest and upcoming video content. But all right, my friends, much appreciation for watching. But you already know I got to keep it moving. But I'll see you in the next video. Peace.